All righty. Give it about 1 more minute. Let's make sure everybody's gets in and okay, so the live stream should be working. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. As I said, we're going to be talking about YouTube today because YouTube is such a powerful tool right now, and video is so important for your brand, your marketing, for everything that you're doing. Video is just a key component. You know, we want to be edutained. So we want to be entertained, but we want to be educated at the same time. So it's sort of a challenge on how do we do that? What are the things that we need to do? YouTube is a perfect, perfect vehicle for that, because YouTube allows you the opportunity to not only showcase your expertise and your video with what you're doing and through video, but it also tells Google that you've got something new, and that's one of the key pieces. We want Google to know we're around too. So that's why YouTube is such an important part. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And as always, if you have any questions, you can pop those in the Q&A box, or you can pop them in the chat, either place. I have both windows open so I can see anything that you might have there. And so there we go. Starting with YouTube. So what's all the fuss about video, first of all? Well, 80% of people would rather watch a video live than read a blog. You know, we're lazy. I mean, that's short and sweet. Don't just make me read what I need to know, but tell it to me. So we like video over reading a blog. 82% prefer live video to a social post. So if you're posting to your social media channels, video is going to be much more attractive and get a lot better reaction than it would be without it. I was working with a realtor yesterday, or day before, I guess it was, and we looked at the post that she was making and on her Facebook page, for example, and we were seeing 4, 5, 6 engagements for written post, open houses, or anything like that. But we were seeing, you know, up in the double digits, up to, you know, 50, even to 100 engagements with video. So it proves the point that video is an important component of your marketing mix as from social standpoint. 96% of consumers find video helpful when making a purchasing decision. You want to help them, move them along that purchasing path, video is going to be the thing that does that. 48% of consumers said they made a purchase due to a video they saw on Instagram, but that's the same for other platforms as well. 95% of people have watched an explainer video. Have you ever watched a, you know, how do I make this particular cake? Or how do I fix my Windows computer that's telling me I need this particular update and it won't update it? What do? You go to YouTube, you watch a video, and it tells you how to do it step by step. I was watching my son recently change some spark plugs in his car, and it had they were pretty much buried. So he had his YouTube out there. Stop, start. Okay, there's the bolts for this one. Now what's next? Start it up. Okay, that's where that is. Pull that out. So you can YouTube just about anything, but that's what the explainer videos are all about. Okay, so if everyone else is using that, why aren't you? So be thinking of those ideas. 8 billion videos are watched on Facebook every day. Using a video on your landing page can increase your conversions by 80%. You want more people converting when they come to your website, you need a video. The other thing that video does is it keeps people on your website a lot longer. Google likes it from a standpoint of ranking. They like it when they see a video or when they see somebody stay on your page longer. And if you've got a 1 to 2 minute video and that keeps people on your page, that increases your search engine ranking. From a YouTube standpoint, 1 billion unique users visit each month. Over 6 billion hours of video are watched every month. Each month, almost an hour per person on Earth. So we're watching YouTube, folks. 100 hours uploaded every minute. And mobile makes up 40% of the watch time. So people are watching from their phone, they're watching from their tablet. So that way they're utilizing it on the go. Some uses for your videos. We've talked about this before, but I just wanted to reiterate it one more time. Embedding your YouTube or Vimeo, either place, there's pluses and minuses of both of those, but embedding your video in your website or your blog, especially if you have WordPress, it is extremely easy to do. With WordPress, you can simply, with most themes, the one I use predominantly, all I have to do is copy the URL for the video, paste it in the video module, and I'm done. It takes me 15 seconds to do it. If you don't have, if your theme on your WordPress site doesn't allow that, or you're using something else besides WordPress, then you might have to go into the code, and then what you do is you copy and embed code and paste it in, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. But again, it's still not that difficult to do. You can directly post videos to each platform. So even if you're using YouTube, do not post your YouTube video to Facebook or to LinkedIn. Post it directly. If you post it to Facebook, your video is going to get minimal views. But if you post it directly on Facebook and directly on YouTube, then it's going to get that you're going to optimize the views, and you're going to get a lot more traffic that way. And then repurpose your videos to Facebook and LinkedIn and even to Instagram if it fits the criteria. So utilize them. So when you create a video, like I said, use it wherever you can. Now, the only exception to that is you can't really repurpose a video from YouTube or Facebook over to Instagram, because Instagram likes it to be vertical rather than horizontal video. And that's the one thing that aggravates me, but it is what it is. So you just have to live with it. Hosting your videos, never on your own website. You never want to put your video on your own website. 99% of the websites are not geared to handle the traffic that and the bandwidth that a video will require. So if you get a couple of people, or your video happens to be really popular, and you've got, 8 or 10 people even trying to watch it at the same time, it's going to buffer, it's going to slow down, it's going to aggravate them. So that's why you always use the hosting service. The two that I use, YouTube and Vimeo. YouTube is the largest hosting platform. It's the second largest search engine and the third most visited site. So, you got a ton of traffic there, and they handle it perfectly. So embedding your video in your website, it always plays. It never has there's never a hiccup, almost never a hiccup in them. YouTube is the other video hosting platform, and I use it as well. I use it for a particular client that has some online learning things. And so what we do is we don't want the videos to be searched and be found on YouTube, so we use Vimeo. It also limits the ads, and it is a little more, you do have to pay for the premium space, so there is some cost to Vimeo, but it typically knocks the ads off the end. You don't have to worry about the related content, and I want to show you a way to sort of get around that too, but in YouTube as we roll through that. But that's the other option. And again, as I said, I use both, because I do have content I put on Vimeo that I don't want public, even though I can make them unlisted. But with Vimeo, I can definitely hide them and then use them where I want, in courses where people are paying for it rather than making it public. YouTube videos. So the first thing you want to do is create your own channel in YouTube. Now, if you have a Gmail address, you got a YouTube channel ready to go. All you have to do is go over to YouTube and tell it to create your channel. It'll ask you if you want to create it in your personal name or in another name, a company name. And I have mine created in my business name, rather than, Well, I actually have both. I have it in personal and in business. I have, I think, 5 or 6 different YouTube accounts over the years, as through teaching and through different things I thought I was going to do. I used a different, I have different YouTube channels, but they're easy to switch between. But if you have a Gmail account, that's all you need to do. Go over to YouTube, create your channel, and then we'll talk about how to create that in a moment. You're going to help get your content indexed in Google. As soon as you create a video, Google knows, because Google owns YouTube, right? So Google knows there's new content. So if you tie that back to your website, you point people back to your website from there. Now you've just increased the traffic, increased the ranking, you increase the SEO capability of your website by using YouTube for that. It's easy to embed videos in the website. We already talked about how simple that is. It's the best source for search engine optimization. And you also have the option to monetize your videos if you want. You can insert your video ad in someone else's video, and and make some money off of it. So a lot of different pluses with YouTube. A couple of tricks for YouTube. You want to add, always add the full website URL in your description of your video. I'll show you that in a few moments, but adding that URL in the description is a really important part. And you want to add it in there by using the http:// or https:// yourwebaddress.com. Put that at the beginning. Why? Number one, you're telling Google, hey, this video is pertaining to this website. Go check out this website. It increases the traffic to your website. What if someone sees this video somewhere else? It gets shared, it gets moved around, people find it, they stumble across it in a search. Oh, that's really cool. I like that content. I wonder what else they do. Well, if your website's right there, they're going to click the link and go to your website. So again, your twofold purpose. You're driving Google to your website, and you're driving traffic from viewers that see your video on your website, because you have to assume they're not always going to see it on your own website. They may see it anywhere. So trick I learned many years ago, and I've been doing it for years, and it does have a really a good positive effect. You want to add tags into your video to make it easy for people to search and find. So we want the right category and the right tags and the right description and content as well. You want to add subtitles, closed captioning, and I'll talk about that in a moment. And then you want to also do a custom thumbnail, and we'll talk about that too. So here is my YouTube channel. So you start with the channel art. So you've got a header up here at the top. You can create you want to make sure you've got some channel art in there so that it looks like more than just a blank page. The sizing for that is kind of tricky. It's really, I always have an issue with the channel art, because it says it needs to be 2560 by 1440 pixels, 2560 wide, 1440 tall, but yet it doesn't show up in that same aspect ratio. So you have to sort of play with your channel art. The minimum size that that YouTube's gonna want is the 2048 pixels by 1152. So that gives you the aspect ratio that they want, but you have a safe area within that that's like 1200 by 339 or something like that. So anyway, play around with it. One of the easiest ways to create the channel art is create it through Canva. Canva, I think, I'm sure still has a YouTube template. So all you have to do is pop over into Canva, and you can create the right size. So you pull your video, your content over there, and make it the right size. But you definitely want your channel art up here to start with, just like your brand. It's all about building the brand awareness. You also have the opportunity to add social links. are custom links to it. So if you'll see over here, you may not be able to see it well on your screen, but in the lower right-hand corner of my channel art, I have a link to my Facebook page. I have a link to my website, to LinkedIn, and then to, what's the other one here? I can't remember. Oh, I have two different websites. That's what it is. I have two different websites linked in here, and those are live links. So if you click on that, it's going to take you to my Facebook page, or it's going to take you to my LinkedIn, or to either of my two websites there. You can have a max of 5 in there. So you definitely want to do that, because that is, again, somebody sees your channel, they want more information, they want to connect with you. Make it easy. Don't make them have to hunt for you. You also have the opportunity to put feature videos on there for either new visitors or returning subscribers. I'm going to back up one screen to show you what I'm talking about here. You see this right here? This is a video for returning subscribers. So anyone that subscribes to my website, to my YouTube channel, and they come back here, this is the video that's displayed. If they're a new visitor, it's going to know that they're not a subscriber, so it's going to show them a different video. So now you can have a video in there that says, thanks for coming to my channel. This is what I'm going to be offering. I look forward to you subscribing. If you want to subscribe, click the link above. All of those things, so you can give them a welcoming message, but you don't want to welcome them if they're already there, right? If they've already been there before, if they're coming back to see your content. So in that case, you use a different video here. And this is I actually changed this last night as I was working on this, because I realized that not only do you have the option of putting in a single video for a returning subscriber, but you also have the option of putting in a playlist instead. So now if you go to my YouTube channel as a returning subscriber, you're going to see a playlist of my videos. And what I'm using right now are the list of my Thursday 30 webinars. So I want to make sure that it's, that I give someone coming to my site a positive, positive experience, and they know they see my expertise. I don't have to tell them I'm an expert. They can watch my videos and know. So that's the featured video, and it's right there on that channel. So it's easy to find that when you customize your channel. It's usually prominent right up there at the top. You've got an about section where you can put in more information about your business. So you want to use that description. Not that everybody's going to read that, but it's there. You already have a description somewhere. You've either got a description of your business and your channel on your Facebook bio, on your Google My Business page, on your LinkedIn page. Just copy and paste it. Doesn't have to be different. Doesn't have to take you a lot of time. Copy and paste it, use it wherever you need to, but that's what you want on the description. And then that's also where you add the links. You can also add an email contact. It doesn't display your email, but it makes it in a button format that they can click it and send you an email if they're interested in contacting you. So adding that into the channel as well. So when you get ready to upload videos, and I'm going to just kind of walk you through the process of creating a video and uploading it. It's not difficult to do, but it's, sometimes people get confused, but there are some steps in there that you don't want to miss out on. So let me pull this over really quickly. So this is my actual YouTube channel here. You'll see up here the little customize a video, create a video post. That's where you start with. That's where you start putting in your video. You click here, you say upload a video, and then it's going to ask you to find it on your computer, drag it in, and that's where you really start with that. You want to add a title and a description of the video with keywords. So your title needs to be something that will catch people's attention. Don't just let it sort of go YouTube video, YouTube instructional video. No, just use a description that says what this is about. Don't assume people, you know, they're going to read the title, and that's what's going to hook them into actually doing, to watching the whole video and watching more of what you do. Plus the fact that it's going to add keywords that Google likes from a search engine perspective. Same way with a descriptor. We start with a full URL and we use a full description with keywords. So you want to describe what the video is about and utilizing your keywords in there. You want to create a playlist. Typically you want to create a playlist because if you're doing multiple videos, you know, over time, you want to be able to organize those into particular topics. So right now I have a playlist for the Thursday 30 webinars. I have a playlist for realtors. For realtor videos. I have a playlist for Ninja Marketing Dojo items. So having that playlist lets you organize those, and it also gives you the option to embed those in your website, a playlist, and I'll show you that again in a moment. Then the next thing you do is choose the audience, and basically what I'm doing is I'm running down this process of exactly what you're going to be seeing as you're uploading the video. So rather than I didn't take you through the process or show you screen by screen, but it's only about 3 screens to do this. So it's pretty simple. You're just following along, but you do have to choose your audience. Is this safe for kids or not? And if it is for kids, you put an age restriction in there. Mine are all not for kids. Not that there's anything in there that it would not be safe, but I mean, it's not going to interest a kid to watch my videos. The next thing in there is the tag section, and that's good content. That's good for content, especially something that may be commonly misspelled. So if you have something that you're doing and you want to make sure people understand or get the right spelling if they're searching for it, then that's where the tags come into play. You choose a category. Categories are very broad, so you have to find something that works. But, you know, again, you just kind of like there's only probably a handful of categories, maybe 20 or so, I'm guessing. So find the one that works best for you. It just helps your video get found more easily. And then you do want to allow embedding. I'm assuming you want to allow embedding. You don't have to, but if you're going to plan on using this on your website, then you need it to be able to embed. You also want to allow people to publish to a subscription feed. So if they want to subscribe to your video through an RSS type of feed, you want to make sure that they are allowed to do that as well. The next step, the next screen you go to when you're doing your videos is the video elements. And a couple of things that are really cool on the video elements is the end screens. What this does is it lets you put a video at the end of your video, the last 15 seconds of your video. It will put a card on there that gives you another video to play or a playlist, and it also gives you a subscribe button. Obviously, we would love to get more people to subscribe to our YouTube channel because they're going to get notified when you publish new content, and that subscription is really what you want to do So it's usually down. You can place it on your video, usually in the upper or lower corners. And so having those in there lets you create an actionable step. So if they want to see more videos, all they got to do is click the playlist, if you have a playlist in there, and it will show them other videos that related to the topic. That's why I like the playlist, because if it's the Thursday 30 ones, for example, I know that the people that have watched that video probably want to see more marketing tips. So that's why I use the playlist function there on mine. You can also add cards. A card can be a video. It can play at the end. It can be a video, a playlist, or a channel. So that gives you another option, again, to do something at the end. So here's what the end screen looks like. So you'll see here, I can select the element. This is import from latest video, one video and one subscribe. So this would be the video. This would be the subscribe. It lets me choose where it wants to go, but this was a minute and 52. Well, let's see, minute 52-second video, and I think the end screen comes on at 1:32. So gives them about 15 to 20 seconds of the action call there. And then you also want to create a custom thumbnail. YouTube and Facebook and, you know, they all have the built into their algorithm. They have a way that they can find, they go through the video and they can find the one spot in the video where your eyes are closed and your mouth is wide open, and it makes you look the most ridiculous way possible. And that's what they put for a thumbnail. And, you know, I used the thumbnails for, I used just the default thumbnails for years, and I realized, why am I doing this? I can make my videos look a whole lot better by using, by creating my own custom thumbnail. And so what I do, let me pull up, well, I'll pull this over here. Hold on. So this is the video that I uploaded last night to play with, and I didn't put a thumbnail in there, but that's what it would look like. But all the rest of my videos now have a custom thumbnail that I create. And then all I do is I have a template for several different templates. And all I could do is go into an editor program, either Canva or something else, and I change this title. It takes me about 3 minutes to do it. And then I just add it to the website. And now I have a much more professional looking video than just my face hanging out there with my mouth open. So I really encourage you to do a custom video. A custom thumbnail. Not hard to do, and I can give you the parameters of the image. Typically, you want them the same. I think I do them the same size, about 1900 pixels by 1200. I can give you that if you're interested in doing it. I'll give you the exact dimensions I use. The next screen that you come to is visibility. So this is the third screen in uploading your videos. So you can choose to save or publish. And at this point, you have the option of posting privately, unlisted, or public. So what's the difference? Public, obviously, everybody can see it. Unlisted, everybody can see it that has the URL to it, but it's not going to be found in a search in YouTube. Private, only somebody that you send the URL or the link to can see it, and that is limited. So you're only limited to sharing that with 15 or 25. I think they may have changed it, but it was like 25 people. So for me, mine either go public or unlisted. All of my Thursday 30 webinars are public. All of the webinars I did for realtors, because it was sponsored by a particular company, so I didn't make it public for everybody to see. And then I have those listed as unlisted. You can also use Premiere, which means you're going to schedule that video to go live. So it says at 1:00 p.m. Thursday the 30th, this video will go live, and your subscribers will get an announcement and see that, and you can be there to answer their questions and just like you were doing it live, but it schedules as a Premiere instead. So you have that option as well. Creating your playlist, we've talked about that already. When one stops, the next one finishes. They can be shared, they can be emailed, or they can be embedded in your website. So you have the option of doing anything you want with the playlist, using them however you want. And then they're easy to add to a website. Once you add a playlist to your website, any new videos that you add automatically get updated. So here's one that I'm doing for an artist. And so she does these little mini art lessons, 2 to 5 minutes. And so we embedded the playlist in the website right here, but all we have to do is upload the video and attach it to that playlist, and we never have to touch the website. So quick and easy way to keep adding your new videos to your website. Subtitles. To me, this is an important piece of the puzzle, because this gives you, number one, it gives you a written transcript of your video. So when you create subtitles, what you would do is, here's your video. You select the video that you want to work on. I would in this case, just pick the top one. Here, we're in the subtitles category. It shows me all my videos. I select the video. Then I go over here to the subtitles, and it's usually created one. So this right here where it says subtitles published automatic, then I would click that. And once I do, it brings me here to my subtitles. Now, it's probably, not probably, it's definitely a good idea to go through this and clean this up, because it doesn't always make sense. It does a really good job. I mean, I looked through this particular one. It does a really good job, but there are points where it doesn't understand what you're saying. And you might need to change that a little bit so it makes better sense. Why is this important? Well, number one, if somebody's watching it on closed caption, then you want that to be accurate, right? If they're watching if they have their closed caption turned on, which is this little button down here, if they have closed caption turned on, then they can see what you're saying and read what you're saying as they go along. You can also grab this translation. You can go up here to actions and download it. And this could be the content for your blog post. Take the content that you just created in your blog, in your video, and use that for your blog post as well. So now you post the video inside embed the video in your blog or in your website, and you put the transcription below it. Now you've got text if somebody wants to read text. You've got video if they want to do video. So I really recommend this. And it also helps you to make sure that you've got the right keywords in that video as well, so that so that Google knows what this is about. And it doesn't, sometimes when I do 800 biz ninja marketing, it comes out with something funky and doesn't understand that. So that's why I try to watch and monitor this each time I post a video. But subtitles, really important. It's the key. Some other features, you can actually edit your video. You have a video editor, so you can trim things out. If you've got a spot where, let's say you started your webinar or you started your video at the beginning, but then you needed to cut out that spot where you go turn on the camera or turn off the camera or whatever. You can trim those just inside of YouTube itself. They have a trim video feature in their video editor. It also gives you some features like music. So if you want to do some royalty-free music, you have that availability as well. And you can put the end cards or the subscription cards in there too. You've got analytics, so you can see the traffic that your video has received. You can check on there's quite a bit of analytics in there. You can tell how many people watched the video, how many people commented, subscribed, the demographics. There are some places where you can get demographics on there. So again, you should be watching your analytics, because that's a key component to analyzing, watching, and putting more content together. You can review comments in here. So make sure that you review the comments and respond to those. If somebody's commented on your video, you definitely want to engage with them. If you're going to use videos over 15 minutes, are you going to do live streaming, or are you going to do the custom thumbnails? It does require that you, in your settings, you go and have a phone verification. And it's simple to do. You just say, yes, I want to activate videos, or I want to do live streaming, or I want custom thumbnails. And it'll say, okay, I see that the phone number you have on file is, verification is this. We're going to send you a call and give you a, text verification thing. Doesn't take long, but you need to do that for videos over 15 minutes, or if you're going to do the custom thumbnails. So just kind of a quick overview of YouTube, what it does, how you can use it. Powerful platform, absolutely an essential for your branding. If you're not using it, you need to be creating videos, play around with it. Every one of you has a really good video camera, I'm guessing, attached to your phone. I do videos off my phone, but I also do them off my webcam, just particularly because if I'm, when I'm at my desk and doing things, that's easier. But you know, you can set up a tripod. You can set up, you can have, get a good mic set up if your sound is not always the best. Just make sure you've got good, clear video, clear background behind you. Doesn't have to be, you know, you don't have to do green screen if you don't want. If you've got just a good background behind you, then that can work as well. Just as long as it's not cluttered. I know I did a Zoom meeting recently a while back with somebody, and you know, they had the camera set up on their desk, but in the background was an unmade bed and, you know, a pile of clothes or something. Well, be more professional than that. But as always, here's how you can reach out to me. I will publish this video shortly after it renders out, and on my Ninja Marketing Dojo page. So if you're there, I have others there as well. So if you want to go back and watch any of those, you're more than welcome to. So if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to answer those. Otherwise, I will, anybody have any questions really quickly, pop it in the chat or let me know. And if not, then we will, you can always follow up with me afterwards. Send me an email or message me some way, one way or the other, and I can answer any questions that you might have about it. So keep those in mind. If nobody has any other questions, then I will see you guys next week. I have a different topic every week, so come back and check me out then. Thank you guys. See you on the next video.